What's up, PLL, aka Pokemon Lounge? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Tox, and we're here recording our SBT run. We're a bit late, but I just started recording again, so I decided I was gonna go ahead and share my thought process and knowledge of the game, whatever. Record my SBT run and my prep and all that jazz, so let's get into it. We played beatergate in the A division, as expected. Considering the skill level of players here, I thought I was gonna do pretty well. I didn't see really any huge threats going into this. Like, not the matchup, but describing like the league. I saw like Beatergate did pretty well. He's been able to I guess like keep his A-League status. I don't know. We have some new players like me. Obviously, we got Ominous Draco, which is a decent player. Some other threats that stand out like Cheese and Stumbles, which have been able to keep up with me in the past. We have Techno too, which won last season. So going into this matchup, he's got Lopunny, Mega, Latios, Milotic, Serb, Crobat, Metagross, or not Metagross. He had, I think, a Escavalier and Entei. He also had I think he had like a Rhydon or something as his only Stealth Rocker. I can't really remember. My team, I had Mawile, Mega, where is it? Down here. Okay, so I had Mega Mawile, Hydreigon, Slowking, Florges, Nidoqueen, Shaman, Talonflame, Steelix, Lycanroc, Runfrost, and Grammar, Alola. So going into this matchup, I saw that on his team, Crobat, like nasty block Crobat with Heat-Wave, fucked my team over. Like it kind of 6-0'd it almost. But yeah, that plus like Mega Kick, Lopunny. I mean, returns allowed, but he should have went Mega Kick here to chip my Slowking better. That with like maybe Bandit, Entei with Stone Edge, Adamant obviously, or like some kind of coverage for Slowking. Plus Sub Glare, Subseed Surf could have really fucked me over if he played it correctly. He also could have brought like Pivot Togedemaru with U-Turn to help him get in Surf plus his Lopunny. On my end, I saw that, Teleport Slowbro with Rocky Helmet to help chip down his Entei and Mega Lopunny. That plus, Mega Mawile, I could teleport out, get it in against like a Aromatisse because he might bring it for Hydra or, his other Slowmon, so I could get a free knock and claim one. Like his Rhydon. It can come in on Togedemaru as well. It can come out on Latios maybe once or twice as well, and Milotic if he's not Flame Orb, so, that was how that was going to work. This was for his physical attackers like Lopunny, chipping it down with U-turns. U-turn was a bad bring though. I think just firing off Mega Kicks plus Toxic really could have been threatening though. I brought Aromatherapy for Toxic Spam plus Glare Surf, so I don't get hacks with Talonflame because that's my Surf answer. Also, Wish Passing helps my team out a lot. Hydra kind of claims one every time if he does bring Aromatisse with Draco. Well, it doesn't claim one, but it chips his team down. And also, even if he does bring Aromatisse, I can just use her into Mawile and claim one either way, so it works out in my favor. I brought Talonflame. It U-turns out on Serp and gives me free momentum into whatever the hell I want. He's probably going by Logic, so that lets me get in my next Mon, which is Nidoqueen. Either him switching out, which he should be, fearing Life Orb T-Bolt, which absolutely fucks his shit over, or I could just, Stealth Rock up. Works out in my favor either way. Breaks through his team too. He doesn't really have a switch into a Sludge Wave, as you can see. I mean, Escavalier's one, but who the hell brings Escavalier in this matchup? Everything gets fire coverage on my team. So yeah, let's hop into it. So here's what he brought. He did bring the Escavalier, which was kind of surprising. It didn't really do anything though. But he brought Milotic, Lopunny, Mega Lopunny, Entei, Latios, Escavalier, and Surf. And so looking into this, I was like, okay, Slowking is the freest lead of my fucking life because I haven't checked almost anything on his team. And if he leaves like Milotic or something, I can let Slowking get toxic and then teleport out into like Nidoqueen or Mawile or whatever. So on his part, I thought leading Surf was pretty nice for him. Even if he did lead Surf, I could just go hard Talonflames, so it didn't really matter. Then U-turn to get free momentum off of that because he didn't bring Crobat or any of his threats. So I mean, that works in my favor. So we're gonna go ahead and lead. We're gonna, I don't know why I had it on fast, but I'm gonna go ahead and lead slow king. And I'm like, okay, whatever, free teleport. If he talks to me, I can aromatherapy it off. It doesn't matter. So I go ahead and teleport. He goes into Escavalier. I'm like, okay. He brings in the fodder for Mawile. Here we go. I'm gonna do my thing with Mawile. I come in with Mawile and I click knockoff. Obviously. This thing doesn't do shit to me at -1. So I knock it at X 60, you know, as expected. I go ahead and kill this probably. Yep. I kill this and he probably revenges me with like Entei or oh, what the hell am I doing? Yeah. I kill this. He's gonna go into Entei probably? He does. I'm like, okay, free Slowking, whatever. I kinda like take a few hits from this. He doubles in a serve, which was a good play on his part. Like, but I mean, it was a good play for getting a glare off, but it didn't really matter because my prep was well. I prepped pretty well for this match, considering I had a decent matchup. So I go into Talonflame, he glares me. I'm like, fine, free U-turn, free momentum. Same shit. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna go into Aroma, or not Aroma, but I'm gonna go into Florges and go ahead and get rid of this para. So I go Florges and I Aromatherapy. He has a Whirlpool Toxic Trapping set. That's what really hit me. I was like, okay, well, this is fine. He obviously brought it for non-Aromatherapy Florges, because with Aromatherapy Florges, I'm pretty offensive, as you can see. Got quite a bit of special attack. So I can really chip this thing down with Moonblasts, and he can't really outstall me with Burn Chip going on, so I'm like, well, this really isn't a problem. It doesn't matter. I can win this 1v1 if I play correctly. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna go ahead and Moonblast here, gauge damage, see if he's Spadef, Flame Ward, which he probably isn't. He's not. Does 27, which is a shitload. So I go ahead and wish up here, assuming if he wants to 1v1 me, if he's dumb enough to do that, but I don't know. I go ahead and Aromatherapy here to stop the Toxic Chip. He does double, he makes the good play, and goes into Serp, gets momentum. I mean, it doesn't matter, free Talonflame, right? He can glare here, all he wants, it doesn't matter. He goes ahead and Leech Sheets, which was an interesting play. I guess getting rid of my Gale Wings was fine. I don't even know if I was Gale Wings. I probably wasn't, but it's fine. He goes ahead. I'm like, free U-turn, whatever. Free momentum into Nidoqueen here. I can get a free T-Bolt off. He probably should double here. He needs to preserve his HP on this. He should probably just go into, like, Latios, probably. Yeah, Latios is a good play. We'll see what he does. Okay, I don't really understand that play. If I go into Nidoqueen, Life Orb T-Bolt is obvious, and this thing is literally his blanket check to half the mons on my team. He literally sacked a blanket check, which wasn't really good for him. I don't think his prep was very well, but it was very good. But I mean, that was a bad play though. He goes ahead and does that, gets Chip on Nido, does 57, which did quite a bit actually. I'm gonna go ahead and Sludge Wave here because it's free. He should just sack this though, so he doesn't have to take any unnecessary chip on any of his mons, because Sludge Wave literally nukes anything on his team. So I go ahead and Sludge Wave here. He goes into Latios, which is another bad play, letting me chip his Latios down. He literally has 0 way of winning this game now, unless he pairs me down with Glare, Subseed Serp, and breaks through my Slowking with Mega Kick and Entei. And Latios, I guess, but I'm not going to let it get shit by Latios. But, he's like, go ahead and goes Latios, lets me chip it down, which is really good for me. Florges is pretty free here. See what he clicks. He clicks Mystical Fire. I mean, recovering there was the play, but he might not have brought it. I guess he Mystical Fired expecting Mawile, me expecting the recover, which, I mean, Florges was free as fuck. That was such an unnecessary play for me to make. So I go Florges, and I'm like, okay, well, he's gonna switch, obviously. Doubling into Hydra's free as fuck here. I go into Hydra and I Dark Pulse or Draco, and basically take half on any mon on his team, because that was one of my ways of breaking through his team. So I go ahead. I'm pretty sure I double into Hydra here. It's the good play. It's the right play. I do double into Hydra, so I'm like, okay, free Draco, whatever. I do Draco the Serp, do 60, which chip on Serp is huge, because now he can't beat me with Subseed Glare, while parrying me, which is the only way he could beat me. So I'm like, okay. Here, I probably go back into Talonflame, which is free. Yep, he glares my Talonflame. I think here, so he's not going to stay in and glare again. That's a terrible play, and he has to switch out. I mean, I could have U-turned there, risking para, but I mean, he was switching. It was so obvious, so I could just double back into Hydra here if I wanted. I'm pretty sure I did. I do double back into Hydra and drop another Draco, which was pretty good on my part. I actually Dark Pulse. He's pretty. I think like that probably should have 2-co'd. I would not click Dark Pulse if it didn't 2-co. I think he might have been pretty split F, you know. So I go ahead and click Dark Pulse again here because it doesn't kill me. And he makes probably the worst play he's made this entire match by going to low bunny. It was either that or let me get chip on Latios, but he goes normal low bunny for some reason. I guess he might have forgot that non-mega isn't a fighting type. But letting me chip this was probably the worst play he's ever made in this game. Or so far in this game, you know what I mean? And I crit him and do 88, which, I mean, works on my favorite, but I fucking nuke the shit out of this anyways. So it was a bad play either way, because now he dies to Rocky Helmet Chip either way, even without the crit. Okay, enough rambling about that. Here, I probably just go back into Slowkey. Or, wait, Dark Pulse again is free because I'm Scarfed, yeah. He goes ahead and finally sacks his Milotic, which he should have done probably 5 turns earlier, so he didn't take any unnecessary chip on his Serp. So I go ahead and claim one with this. I mean, not bring Aromatisse. I don't know why he brought this, really. Bringing Aromatisse would have been much better, so he could have at least had a semi-check to Hydra. But, and then outplaying me with doubles, expecting U-turns, I guess. I don't know. But, he goes back into Entei. I think I might go Slowking here. I think I do. Yeah, Slowking's free. He extreme speeds. Crits me, it doesn't matter. I can just teleport here. It's pretty free. He's not going to extreme speed again. That's a misplay. He's probably going like Serp here, so I just go ahead and teleport. Yep. I get my HP back with Regenerator, and I go back into Hydra, and I claim another one. Rinse, repeat. I drop a Draco probably here. I kill Latios. Yep. Serp comes back in, free Talonflame. And he Leech Seeds. He's probably going to sub here, so I Brave Bird so I can, you know, ensure I win this 1-1. And he just Leaf Storms. I guess he didn't have sub, but I go ahead and kill Serp. He was in a Entei. I'd probably just go back into Slowking. I mean, this is pretty self-explanatory. Slowking wins from here. He does Stone Edge. He just spams Stone Edge, and I spam Slack Off, and I win with Rocky Helmet. But that was the game. Where he really went wrong in this prep. Well, I first off want to say a 6-0 start to the season is pretty good on my end. I mean, it's really good for just anything. Having a 6-0 start to the season is crazy good. For him, it's pretty bad, but he really went wrong in prep here. I think he might have rushed it a little bit, looking at the matchup, and not really looking at his maybe undervalued picks that he had on his team, like Crobat, like Nasty Plot Crobat. He might have not looked at that, or Togedemaru. He kind of overlooked Togedemaru here too. But especially Nasty Plot Crobat. That was the biggest throw on his team against me, and he didn't bring it. So, I mean, that's that. He brought really weird prep. Especially the Scavalier didn't do shit. Like, might as well bring Crobat at that point, right? Just throw a Crobat on there. Even if it wasn't Nasty Plot, it could have, like, U-turned to give him momentum into Mega Kick Low Putty, which should have been the bring. It was the only way he could have break through Fizz Def Slowkey. But, yeah, that was the game. I'll catch y'all later. That was my week 1 SBT game, A-League. Y'all have a good day.